If you take your golf game seriously, you should be using yardage books. So you know how the course breaks, all the fun stuff about golf that I have no idea about. So head over to 3Up Golf in the link below and check out what Rob can do for you. Hello everyone and welcome back to the New Hampshire Business Show. My name is Chris Pastrana and today we are here with Rob Zimmerman from 3Up Golf. Welcome back to the show, Rob.
Hey Chris, good to be here.
Cool. So we know about Zim Ventures. I've been talking about you for months as a sponsor of the show. So let's talk a little bit about 3Up Golf.
Yeah. So I've had this side venture for a long time. Once upon a time, I actually made golf balls. Had a little side business, and we were a direct-to-consumer golf ball company. And when I had that business, it was all online, and I needed to draw people to the website. So I wrote blog posts about golf for SEO purposes. And I had this hobby that I had on the side, which was making golf yardage books for myself. I play competitive golf here in New Hampshire, and so I make yardage books every time I play in a tournament. So I thought, why don't I show everybody else how to do that? So I made some tutorial videos, put them up on the website, and lo and behold, over the years, that has been one of the largest draws to the website, was the yardage book tutorials. Now, the golf business has come and gone. We don't do the golf ball stuff anymore. But I kept those tutorials around when I started doing Zim Ventures because people were looking at them and watching them and following them. So I moved them over to Zim Ventures. I started looking at my traffic patterns for the website, and the yardage book stuff was getting more than people looking for coming to do website design stuff. Yeah. So I thought, you know what, maybe there's an opportunity here to monetize this, to make them better, because I just recorded them in afternoon and just kind of cobbled it together. So I went back and rebuilt the website and started putting together subscriptions, it's a one-time payment service, and then a bunch of very detailed videos on how to make yardage books using open, freely available software, and showing folks how to do that. And it's taken off really well. So it's exciting. It's really neat to see, get some monetization behind it, and get people making books on their own.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess I don't know a whole lot about golf, so this is going to be a fun conversation. So what's the point of a yardage book?
So a yardage book shows the hole that you're playing. It shows, if you're going to tee off, how far it is to go. Let's say there's a sand trap that's X amount of yards out. When you're making the book, you'll use Google Earth to measure out those distances, and you'll see, okay, from this tee box, it's 250 yards to cover that sand trap. So you measure out all the distances, and it's mostly for yardages, hence yardage book. That's half of the book. The other half of the book is very oriented towards the green, and the entire bottom page of every hole is just the green complex. And the purpose for doing that is to show all the details. You go onto the green when you're playing your practice round, and you're going to map out the breaks, the ridges, and do as much homework as you can, basically, because when you're playing in a tournament round, you can't take a practice putt. You can't just test it out to see how it goes. It's no different than mini golf, right? I mean, if you're playing mini golf, you don't get to just try out the putt beforehand, and it's like that. So you get to the course beforehand and you do a practice round and you do all your homework so that when it's game time and you need to make the putt, you can look at your notes basically and see, okay, this is, it's uphill, breaks a little bit to the right, assuming that you actually did the homework for that hole. Yeah. So there's definitely an advantage there. In addition, if you're playing tournament golf, most tournaments, if they're well-run tournaments, they'll give you what's called a pin sheet. And what that is they'll, for every hole, tell you where for every green, they'll tell you where the hole is for that day. So they'll usually measure it in paces, which equates roughly to yards, but they'll say it's 5 paces on and 5 from the right. When you make a yardage book, you can actually overlay a grid on top of the green, and you measure it in yards. With that pin sheet that they give you for the tournament and the yardage book that you made for your homework, you can roughly approximate exactly where the pin is on the green and figure out, okay, I need to hit a little more, a little less, and it just gives you more information that you can use to hopefully execute the right shot.
Pretty good. I can see that being, because you had said people that use this, people who play a lot of tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can see this being a huge benefit for someone who plays the same course a bunch of times.
Yep.
Because the first time you go through and you do it all,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the next time you come back, you know, you have the same book.
Yep.
And as long as everything is relatively the same,
Yeah.
you know, like an explosion didn't blow off half the course, you know, you have a pretty good advantage over everyone else because you know how the course lays.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
A lot of folks who have joined the site and started making their own books, they're making them for their home courses. These guys aren't even tournament golfers. They just want to make a book for their home course so that when they're out playing, and you know, they're not practicing per se, but when they hit a putt and they, oh wow, that went that way, I've never noticed that before, they can make a little note and they're good to go. So there are non-tournament golfers who are using these for sure, but it's probably the minority of the use cases. But they are handy for anybody who's playing in tournament, and even a casual tournament. If you're playing like in a charity event or something, and it's at your home course, make some for your buddies and print them out, and here you go, guys. Maybe somebody who's never played the course before. It's your course, and you're playing it with 3 guests. Give them some yardage books, and they're good to go.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Have you ever thought about making, you know, these ones, but also making like semi-permanent ones?
So yes and no. And the reason I get asked that a lot is, hey, can you do some laminated stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I say no, because you want to write on them. You want to make notes.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could potentially laminate them, but it makes them really bulky and hard to stuff in your back pocket.
Yeah.
But generally, I've got books from 6 years ago, and they're still pretty sturdy. They're starting to get a little floppy.
Yeah.
You know, but at that point, I probably need to transfer some notes over. But they're not too bad. Most folks who use yardage books a lot will actually use a yardage book holder. You know, it's usually a leatherish type of book where you put inside so you're, you know, not getting all sweaty and beat up, or if you're playing in the rain or something.
Yeah, I used to do that in the Army. We had map carriers for our maps, and same thing. You put it in there, and you just stuff it back into your coat.
Because if you don't, I mean, it's going to get dirty, dusty. You're going to get crap all over, or sweaty. Like, for me, it's like that thing's, if I put that in my back pocket and it's a 90-degree day outside, it's going to be a wad of nothing by the time I'm done.
Oh, that's so funny. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so let's see, 12 minutes. Let's do a quick word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. July 26th, we're doing the New Hampshire Business Show get-together / guest appreciation night. So it's going to be a networking event / little awards ceremony for people who've been on the show before and their show's done well, and it's going to be a lot of fun getting the whole community together. As of right now, it's looking like there's going to be a lot of people going, and we get to do it in a brand new event hall here in Manchester. So it stands for everything the show's about. Come on, come check it out. So where did you come up with the idea for it all? It was just you did it, so you decided why not share the gift?
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, I a long time ago saw like a professional, the PGA Tour guys all do it.
Yeah.
And actually some of the caddies are the ones who make the books.
Makes
But
sense.
they go out and they do, they've got GPS systems, and they're basically doing land surveying, right? They will walk the entire course, and it's very high precision stuff. I'm not a PGA Tour player, so I don't need that level of precision. I can do it with, you know, basically Google Earth and stuff like that. So, so I just on a whim, I mean, this is probably about a year after I started playing tournament golf, decided, oh, why not I just try making one? And it's kind of been part of my pre-tournament routine ever since. Anytime I'm playing in the State AM or some other New Hampshire Golf Association event, sweet plug for those guys, I will definitely cook up a book, and that's how I prepare for the tournament.
Nice.
And the next phase, the next big part of this process will be I am creating an online marketplace. So, because I get this question a lot from people of, hey, I made a book. I've got 10 buddies who want it.
Yeah.
How do I, you know, do I print off 10 copies on my printer at home? Do I take it to you know, Staples, Kinko's, or whatever, FedEx, whatever it is? And I've been getting that question a lot. And in all the tournaments I play in, I've had guys asking me, hey, can you just print off a copy for me? And one thing led to another. I'm like, there's enough people here asking for this that there's a market for that.
Yeah.
So I'm developing a marketplace where people who subscribe to the site or who join the tutorial stuff, when they make a book, they can put the book on the marketplace for sale. And you think of it kind of in terms of almost like a cafe press model where you'll get charged a base rate. So if you make a book and you put it up there for, whatever you say it's $15, you decide that's what I want to charge. There'll be a base rate underneath that. You make whatever it is above that. We'll handle the printing and the shipping. You basically just make the book, upload it, and your job is done. And if somebody's like, hey, can I get a copy of your book? You just point them to your site, and boom, they can just order it right there.
That's pretty cool.
You just sit back and collect cash.
It's cool. It's almost like an affiliate program, just that you make them do the work on, creating the book and all that stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we'll handle all the printing side. That is definitely one of the more cumbersome parts of doing the book is the printing side of it. But once you get a good workflow down, it's not too bad. The binding, that sort of stuff, you need a funky stapler to get that done. But, yeah,
that'd be an interesting place to see that move and kind of grow in the future. That'd be pretty cool.
I'm really excited about that part of it because the bookmaking part is really neat. It's neat to teach people and show them, because I get the question all the time of, how do you make the book? And it's not easy. Like it's definitely a labor of love and time intensive. It takes me, after doing it for 6 years, I'm at least in it for 5 hours to make a book, and that's just sitting down and go. If you're making your first book, you're in it for at least 8 hours, so it's going to take a while. So it's neat to be able to show people how to do that, because it's a little overwhelming when you try to tackle it on your own for the first time. And the nice part about the site is I actually have some forums on there, so there's a little bit of a community. I've had people share some ideas that I'm like, I never thought about doing that. So I've got some new videos to make from some suggestions from subscribers, so
nice.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, I like the idea because, if each person puts up their own book, you could literally put up like a rating system where each book is rated based on, essentially the group saying, okay, this book is the best. And eventually, which would actually be pretty cool, it would be like almost something like, take whatever it is, you can either, I don't even want to say, make a permanent, really nice version copy of it, and then just mass sell that for those coaches. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yes, at some point, at some point, there's going to be nothing left to add to the book, right? I mean, it's going to be like, hey, this is all mapped out, and the site's going to allow you to, when you upload your book, say what features you've added to the book, because there's some stuff that just because one person makes a book one way doesn't mean the other guy is going to add all the same features. You've got stuff like slope adjustments. So if you're using a laser rangefinder, you're on a tee box for, say, a par 3, and the green is 20 yards downhill. You can eyeball that, or you can actually have a rangefinder and shoot it, and it'll give you the delta of how far downhill it is. If you put all that information in your book, that's something you should tell somebody versus somebody who has not put that information, or sprinkler heads, right? If you've gone out to the golf course and actually measured all of the sprinkler heads, that's huge. You want to actually showcase that. So I'm in the new marketplace. I'm having all those features in there. So if somebody wants to go the extra mile and make their book really special, you can highlight that and hopefully sell more copies.
That's pretty cool. I like it. It's a very unique, interesting way of tackling, I guess not even a problem. Well, I guess you could say problem, but something that everyone in the marketplace wants.
I mean, it's a little niche because technology is kind of making yardage. It has. It's made yardage books obsolete at the amateur level. So professionals are not allowed to use GPS devices or laser rangefinders yet. That might change. But they still have the books for all of the green information, right? For all the breaks and everything. So, you can still have your GPS and you can just real quick eyeball stuff and you can get your yardages, but it's still going to be relevant for all the green information, at least for the time being.
Yeah.
So it can work in concert with technology, and it's a great backup. I've played many times with the battery on my laser rangefinder is given out, and I go, oh crap. You could still pay stuff off and eyeball it. I mean, I can still look at something and say, yeah, that's about that far away, but it's nice to have a little reassurance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been fun. It's a labor of love, and I'm excited to actually be able to share it with everybody else.
Absolutely. It's really cool. And I could almost see it like, because there's always that dude who they take a little bit of pride in, you know, how they play golf. It's not me, you know, but you know, you can imagine them going somewhere new and they're like, I've never been here before, but I still want to look really good. So, you know, they go to the website and they're like, okay, this is the best book rated for this course.
Yep.
Okay, have that sent in. Now they still look phenomenal when they're playing. You know.
Yep. And I mean, and as a tournament golfer, I can actually get a little bit of a preview as to what the course looks like before I show up.
True.
You know, the State Am this year is up in Hanover. Before I go up there, I'm going to make a complete book. It won't have all the notes about the greens and the elevation changes because you're not going to get that from Google Earth. But I'll at least have the course mapped out and I'll have a kind of a feel for how the course is routed, what I'm up, you know, what I'm looking at for tee shots and stuff. And then when I show up to the course, it's time for notes, right? I can use the book and do all that. So it gives you a nice preview. It gets you a little bit into the tournament mindset when you're prepping for a tournament to make the book. But yeah, it's time intensive. It definitely is. If you're making these, you're a golf nerd.
Yeah.
Like
you're playing
yeah,
quite a bit.
Let's call a spade a spade. You're definitely into it if you're making books.
Yeah. That's really cool. Awesome. So people who want to know more, learn more, maybe make their own, how do they do it?
Hop over to 3upgolf.com. You can learn more about what the site entails. Kind of gives you an overview of what the program is like, what you're going to get when you sign up. It's a one-time sign-up fee. It's not like a subscription model or anything, so it's lifetime access. Once you pay I keep saying subscription, it's not subscription. Once you pay for the access, you're going to get access to the tutorials. They're all video tutorials, narrated and done by me. Help. So I'm always available via phone or email if you've got any questions. I make books, you know, let me know. And then our community. We've got forums set up, so if you want to share your book, share ideas, or give some feedback, hey, maybe I missed something in a tutorial that you think should really be highlighted, just let me know. So that gets you access to all that. And then, like I said, coming soon. Soon is in parentheses because I'm not sure when we're going to be done. There'll be the marketplace as well. So anybody who makes books using my templates. Oh, that's the other thing too. You get templates, all the files that are needed to make the books. No. So anybody who makes books using my templates and my format will be able to pretty seamlessly put them in the marketplace. So once that gets launched, and it'll cost you nothing to actually get into the marketplace. You just need to know how to make the books.
That's pretty cool. Awesome. So thank you. This has been very interesting, and I don't play golf, but I'm very excited for the product and watching entrepreneurial.
Thank you very much. Work. No, absolutely. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to have the last word from our sponsors, and everyone have a great day. If you just pitched a client on a new product or service of yours, and it just did not go very well, in the future, you should be checking out sales training for you, because when you're sitting down in front of your client, should not be the first time you're practicing sales. So because you're part of the New Hampshire Business Show, using the code NHBS25, you are able to get the Gold Mine Sales Series for 25% off. Check it out. That's it for today, everyone, but it doesn't have to end there. Head over to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or iHeartRadio to get more from New Hampshire's top entrepreneurs.